But yeah, no, I mean, you're welcome to not like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to like it.
How dare you? Yeah. I do think film criticism on the internet is a problem right now because, again, YouTube is a platform where everyone can talk, and some people who think they understand it don't actually understand film criticism. Like, I look at it as the point is more not to attack anyone, but to be like, here are some flaws and here's what you can improve on next time, like any form of criticism. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, it's, here's what's wrong with your movie. It's like, okay, but you're not even like talking about the good parts. You're just saying, here's what's wrong. Okay, cool.
I don't think everyone's like that. And a response.
No, but there are some that are. And that's
there are definitely some that are, but there are also some responses that are pretty hostile, even if it's just genuine criticism.
I agree. Like, what is it? There's the common defense of like, well, this is a kid's movie about space wizards, and then people get mad about that, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just like, you do realize every movie that's ever been made ever is stupid, right? Like, they're all stupid. Like, even the Oscar winners are stupid. We're literally watching other people do things when we could be out going and doing those things. And yet we still watch them because it's entertaining and it moves us and stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. On to this podcast. See that segue?
Wow, it's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I know. Wow.
Wow.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody, where we talk about topical things that are topical, like topics. I'm Frank Joseph Hall.
I'm Jeffrey Bassett.
I'm Evan Plumley.
I'm Zachary Darden.
And the chairs are open.
What?
There's 2 chairs right there. They're open. Yeah.
I think I'll move.
Just stand right in front of one of the cameras. Yeah. That's perfectly acceptable. It's not. Anyway, so any of you guys got a topic? Otherwise, I got a topic. Which, by the way, guys, do you know what this week marks?
No.
No? The week that this podcast comes out, I'm assuming, means our new channel has just been launched. Whoa. Whoa.
It's going to be pretty awkward when that does not happen.
How dare you? First of all, no, it should have launched yesterday. The channel trailer should have been out for our Rolling Suns, our D&D and tabletop and RPGs and board games. But we're just going to start with D&D. Channel has launched.
Yeah.
Cool. That really cool trailer that we all made was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks. Camera work done by Evan Plumley and also Jeffrey Bassett.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Zach was there.
I was there.
Zach was also there.
I did provide a cue.
I was saying you were a good production assistant, Zach. Good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. We hope you enjoyed that video. And if you like our D&D stuff, go over there. And if you are over there and like our D&D stuff, hi! This is where we make more fools of ourselves than normal.
Yeah.
Always.
Surprising.
Mm-hmm. So I figured we could talk about something D&D related.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Now, obviously, we don't want to talk about too much because we're going to have a D&D podcast over on the channel.
Mm.
But what do you guys want to talk about? D&D-wise? Nothing? No? We could talk about... How about this? We talk about other RPGs that aren't D&D.
We talk about 10 channels.
Played like literally one.
Well, then you can just listen to me and Zach talk about other RPGs that aren't D&D.
This is like the other podcast I did. We all talk about board games.
Yeah. It's okay. But we can talk. So first of all, D&D is really cool. There's so many different editions of D&D.
Yeah.
You guys have really only played 5th. Zach, have you played any other edition besides 5th?
I played a strange custom version a cousin of mine was running that was a little too much like Pathfinder.
So 3.5.
It was like a custom edition. Like you had varying ACs.
Yeah. So Pathfinder has a thing where it's like you have your normal AC, then you have your flat-footed AC, and you have your touch AC. Now, one of them is just your dexterity bonus, and the other is just your armor bonus. Which one do you think is which? Is touch your armor bonus, or is touch your dexterity bonus? And is flat-footed your armor bonus, or is it your dexterity bonus?
I would say logically Dex would be flat-footed and touch would be
flipped, isn't it?
Armor.
I
but
think
it's
it is. I don't know. That's the problem, is that it's such a confusing thing. I'm like, is it? I always forget, because I'm like, flat-footed implies that you're not good at moving, so that shouldn't be where your dex is. But then touch implies that they're so close to you, you don't have time to react. So that should also not be where your dex... I don't know. It's a weird... I never remember it. That's why we don't play Pathfinder, including the new 2nd edition that just came out. Ooh.
I haven't taken a look at that yet.
The only thing that interests me is how they do actions. So it's no longer like movement, bonus. You have 3 actions, period. And you can do what you want with those 3 actions. So you could be like attack, move, attack. You could attack. You could cast a spell, and then you can, depending on the spell, you can choose how many actions you use to cast it, and if you use more actions, it does more cool things. I think it's actually interesting in that regard, because then you could just triple charge as well.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I find interesting about it, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway, that's about it. So yeah, we recently played an RPG called 10 Candles.
Yes.
This past Sunday, of the time of this recording. So you guys want to talk about that, Evan and Jeff, who aren't going to get much talking on this episode? Go ahead.
So we usually play D&D on Sundays, and unfortunately we didn't have everyone here, so we couldn't do a normal session.
Well, it's not even just that; it's a big boss battle coming up too.
Yeah.
So you don't want to.
We don't want anybody missing from it.
Yeah.
And so we decided to do just like a one-shot type thing. And Frank put in our little group chat a poll. There was sci-fi, heist, horror,
And other.
yeah.
Yeah.
You picked
and-
sci-fi.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Zach
I am
picked
not
sci-fi.
surprised by that statement.
The winner came out to be horror by a lot of votes, which I did not see coming.
So do realize there's four of us in this situation.
Yeah.
Hannah somehow voted, even though she wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it heist.
And then I also voted because I want to have a say in which RPG we play. Shoot.
Yeah.
So when you say a lot of votes, surprisingly, it's literally 3 out of the 4 of us.
Yeah. I just I really
Hurts,
did not
doesn't it,
expect horror to win at all. But it won out. And so Frank was like, yeah, I have something that we're going to play. I'm like, sweet. I entered the house thinking it was going to be a normal one shot, like D&D, but sort of horror related.
Yeah, you did. Zach did. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. And then I come and I bring out my dice and I pour it out of my bag. And he's like, yeah, you won't be needing your dice. I'm like, huh?
So how are we gonna play?
And then I introduced the game as 10 Candles. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like it because of how simple it is.
Yeah.
It's really simple. It took maybe 20 minutes to create a character,
Mm-hmm.
and the
I think
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the characters are deep, just from that 20 minutes. It's
Yeah.
great. I think my favorite part though is so you have to write down virtues and a virtue and a vice.
Mhm.
So it's something good, something bad. So it's all right, I write down violent, but I write down so violence my vice, and I'll write down a cool thing like I'm caring. All right, you would think that's your character. No, the game's cool. Now give them to other people. It's wait, what? You don't get to make your character in the beginning. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So Evan ended up playing a violent
Violent
giver, right?
Giver, yes.
Yeah.
Who steals?
Who steals? It's
Yeah,
break.
we'll get to that point, but yeah,
It's so fun.
it is, and I like it because there's so much variety just from such how simple it is.
Yeah.
Because one of the players gets to help define basically the premise is 10 days ago the sun went out and went dark. 5 days ago they showed up. What are they? We don't know. Your characters are gonna die though. At the end of the session, dead. That's gonna happen, but they're searching for hope. That's the whole point of the thing is you keep trying to find hope, but unfortunately you die. Just like life.
Okay.
Your life is. How would you feel if your life was defined by 10 candles and you looked at it and you're like, "There's already 4 candles out. Oh boy." And then you look at Zach's and it's 1 candle.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What
Sorry,
happened?
man.
Zach, you only have 1 candle left, and then you look at Jeffrey's. He's like, "Jeff, you only had 2 blown out. The heck?" It's this isn't fair.
You're doing good. You look over and just your friend is sitting there, no candles. He's just kind of
Oh no.
when did that happen?
But yeah, it's really. I just really like. It's super simple. The hardest part is finding 10 candles.
Yeah. 10 decent candles.
10
candles.
decent candles. The ones we had worked for the one session we used
Yeah.
them for.
Yep.
Little tea lights.
Evan, what did you enjoy about?
I enjoyed. I kind of see it as this really cool, just kind of role play exercise. Because you got your stack of cards, and the one on top is that's your defining
Your primary
thing
yeah.
right now, and you can just take that and run with it, and that's exactly what I did.
I was like, you did.
You held on to your violence card for a long
I
time.
loved that.
I was like, well, this is my motivation. This is what I am right now, and that,
love
You're violent.
And I think that's you can take those mechanics of you have it's literally a layered character because you have cards on top of cards that
Yeah.
you could just do that for any character. You could be all right, Here are my 4 defining features. The one on top is what I'm going to play now. Okay, something just changed. I will put this one on top. And now that's my defining feature. Like, I feel like you can make such an interesting character just doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
And like my character ended up having this like kind of a cool-ish sort of arc kind of thing. And I was like, I hadn't even planned that, and it just kind of happened.
You were a violent past bus driver who ended up becoming very giving.
Yeah.
Only to
End
then
of steal.
So like it's this really funny thing of like the violent part of you and giving combined to make stealing. It makes a lot of sense.
It's like how
but then you're still a character who's looking for a sense of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. I loved every.
That was really good.
It was great. And then you also get to burn stuff. So
burning
Zach enjoys that
stuff is
part.
fun.
Yeah, I was so excited at the beginning.
Didn't you also get arson? as
Yeah,
your
I
weapon?
did.
The device I wrote down was arson, and I gave it to
Yeah,
Zach.
and I wound up with it. It just made me laugh so hard. So it's like my character was, what was he?
Character was fun.
Brave,
Arsonist.
arsonist,
Arsonist,
ex-criminal, like
Kill for them.
Yeah, who
killed for the
we'll
enemy.
get to the
Yeah.
breaks in a second, but yeah.
Gosh.
And then Jeffrey was basically a counselor.
Yeah, I was a counselor. I had my
You were a coward.
vice was coward. My virtue was
Compassionate, I think.
passion. Yeah, compassion, something
Yeah.
like that.
And then and then Evan wrote your breaking point.
My breaking point was I have seen you vomit. And
That's
so played
probably
that
the
up.
most unique way I saw that.
yeah, that was so funny.
I played that up real hard at the
man.
very end.
So the breaking point basically, it's another thing. So like you get your virtue and your vice, and then you get to make 2 more things about your character. Basically like what's their name and what's like a defining feature about them, and then also you get like what are they hoping to find, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And then and then you get the breaking point, which is like the last card. This is like when your character is pushed to the absolute limit. What are they going to do? You don't get to write that though.
Nope.
The person to your right does.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it? Evans was stealing because Zach wrote that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yours was vomit because Evan wrote
Wrote
that. But then this is the one time the DM gets to be involved.
Yeah.
So I got to write Zach's, and it's instead of I have seen you, so it's implied like, oh, Zach's character saw Evan steal at one point.
Yeah.
But it was like this weird other beings have seen Zach's character kill for them. It's like, and he's like, huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That came
Jeff,
into play.
who was sitting to my right, got to define a thing about them.
Yeah.
It's like I have seen them change. I believe
Yeah.
was the one.
Change.
And so we got to like role play this really cool thing of like basically, what ended up happening was it was discovered because your character gained immediate knowledge of the situation.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is an alien species that unleashed a sort of plague on us that turns us into monsters.
Mm-hmm.
The fire basically like crystallizes us into the true monstrous beings that we are. Yeah, that's right. I
Yes.
had metaphor in an improv game. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then, the fire reveals who you truly are, the true monsters that we are, and then they fight to the death to find the strongest monster. And in my personal headcanon, they were then pluck that monster and put them on like a gladiator type show, and they're like, let's see how the earth monster does.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, you destroyed an entire race, like an entire group of people just to make one super monster to fight for your amusement, you horrible people.
This Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you guys enjoyed it too.
Yeah. I had a lot
Yeah,
of
I
fun.
told Hannah all about it. She said she wanted to play
Yeah.
it. So
Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
Mhm.
definitely fun. All right, yeah. Do you guys know about any other RPGs or just the 10 Candles?
nope.
I mean, I know
about a
other
rocket-powered
ones, but
grenade launcher.
That's the only.
Get out of here with that.
That's the only one that I have any experience or any
Mhm.
knowledge about.
Okay, cool. Mr. Zach, so you have been in a few of my campaigns, which means occasionally people don't show up, and it's like you want to just play another RPG.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
one that sticks out to you, sir?
I like Fate Core. Fate Core a lot. Way more heavy on the role play. You can still attack and there's still action in it,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's way more focused on the role play aspect.
Well, because you don't even have technically attacks; it's just skills.
Yeah.
That's your character. So
It's,
like basically,
yeah.
you basically choose which skills you're best at and which skills you're not good at.
Yeah.
That's basically how it works. And then you do better at the skills you're good at, and blah 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 blah. It's actually a really cool thing, and like you can make really interesting. It's what's called like a blank canvas. It's like a blank canvas. It's just a system you can apply to whatever setting you want. So in the one we played, it was like a neo-noir cyberpunk, like crime drama,
Yeah.
and they all had mystical occult powers.
We were cops, kinda.
Occult cops.
Occult cops.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we never got to play again because time.
I think we had like 4 or 5 sessions though.
Yeah, you were one session away from the big reveal.
Yeah, that
One
would have
session.
been fun. It was
That
really
would've been
cool. I liked it a lot. We played Honey Heist. Honey Heist is so much fun.
I mean,
Like,
you said you were interested in playing Honey
Yeah,
Heist.
I want to do that. That sounds fun.
yeah, it's
Do you know what Honey Heist is?
We've talked about.
Yeah, it's fun.
Your play as bears. You get hats, and no one notices that you're bears usually.
People are idiots, man. They're not gonna notice that.
Clark
a lot
Kent
of fun.
effect.
Okay, yeah.
I believe it's points, right? You get bear points, and then you get criminal
So
points.
you have 6 points total.
Yeah.
You start off with 3 in each. If you get 6 in either category, you are out of the game.
Yeah.
So like if you get 6 points in bear, you become full bear. Full fair
never
bear,
go
and they're
full
like,
bear.
wait a minute, you're a bear, and then they call animal control on you. And if you get 6 points in criminal, you go full criminal, and you basically turn on everybody in your heist party.
Ooh.
So it's like, I planned this from the beginning. I was going to turn on all of you to get all the honey for myself, and then they just leave you, presumably to die.
It's kind of messed up, man.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot of fun, and it gets pretty nuts sometimes.
Oh,
We've
it
mentioned a
does
few
get
times.
nuts.
Yep.
We've mentioned a few times that I think it was Savory's character, who ran over a football team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, my favorite thing to do is to go in, like, have everyone go in blind and have like a specific location. So the first time we played, it was Epcot. It's
Nice.
like you see people with hats that have round circular objects on them, and then you see a giant golf ball off in the distance. I'm like, wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute, I know what this is.
Wait a
Wait.
minute.
This is Gatorland.
And then they immediately. So long story short, a bunch of crap happened. They split up. One of them went on the Three Caballeros ride and stole Donald Duck's outfit.
As you do.
It escalated stupidly, and none of them got any of the honey. Unfortunately, the Food, Wine, and Honey Festival was not. They didn't. Nah, unfortunately, they were not successful. But the second time, it was just the Zach squad. So Zach Savory and Zach Dunkerton, and
Zach
Zach.
Brooks.
no, Brooks was not in that. It was
Brooks
just you
wasn't?
two. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Not really.
And then I remember it was like you were in the back windowless van. It's like, all right, you understand? Get out of there. And then you're in a line with school children going to a high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember. We got away with that, if I'm recalling
Yeah, because you
correctly.
ran over the football team.
Yeah, we did.
So Zach Savory's main job was driver. He was the driver.
I was unhinged, I think.
I don't remember. Well, I don't remember what your role was though. Hacker, I think.
Hacker.
You were the hacker.
Yeah.
Hacker bear. So basically, at some point, they're able to get into someone's car. I think you might have hacked your way into the car somehow. The other bear
It's a Ford
drives.
that has
He
buttons
sees
on the
the
side of the
football
door.
team going down to practice, runs over the football team, turns around, runs over the other half of the football team, and then everyone's like, well, now we gotta help the football team. So everyone's distracted so they can go onto the campus, find where the honey is, steal it, and leave.
We snuck past a SWAT team.
Wow.
Yeah, because what do you think would happen?
Manslaughter has just
Jeez.
occurred. And there's some heavy forces coming in.
It's called Honey Heist. No one dies. No one dies. It's just assumed that comedically they were all run over.
They were just, brutally maimed.
Gotcha.
No. You're allowed to think that. In my headcanon, it was just like, oh, my back hurts temporarily, but
I'm
it'll be perfectly
okay.
fine to next week's episode.
Well, aren't they lucky?
I'm
Yeah.
still okay.
Yeah, it's like, ow again. I'm just going to lay here now.
I'm trying to remember what system it was. It was very similar to D&D. You had us play it once, and it was very, very simplified. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. It was very, very simple classes, very, very simple mechanics. It was almost like a child version of D&D.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know.
trying to think. Because I still got that,
Yeah.
tiny character sheet somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of other ones. There's, that might have been, I don't remember, but there's a lot of other ones. There's Vampire the Masquerade, which is your vampires,
And
everything sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Again,
are
that
different
is not a
clans.
pun. That is not a
I
pun.
didn't even think about it, man.
Yeah, I didn't even.
But now I hate it.
There are different clans of vampires,
Yeah.
different
It's
classes.
I would say it's much more political than anything else, but it's really interesting.
There can be combat, but there isn't a lot.
Yeah. Then you have Paranoia. Oh, I can't wait to run Paranoia for you guys.
Oh,
I described it to Evan as, think of it as like it's like Logan's Run, like super cheesy 80s, like
Yes.
Flash Gordon, like that. But then you have this thing called the friend computer, and whatever it says is law. And this is how it works. It's like, to be a traitor, you can't be a traitor and you can't be a mutant. Like, that goes against what friend computer says. Now here's your traitor card and here's your mutant card. Do you understand? To
I
be a
think,
mutant
yeah.
is against the rules of friend computer. Now
Yeah.
I'm giving you a card that says here's your mutant ability. Like it basically start you like you're
Yeah.
already it's great. It's fantastic.
I wish
You
I wish
start
Hannah
off
was
as a
here.
criminal.
No.
Wait, what?
No. It's think of it as like it's super silly. It's like here are these absurd rules you have to
Yeah.
follow. By the way, you're already breaking the rules by starting the game.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a funny thing.
Yeah.
It's like super cheesy, not meant to be. You have 6 clones, so it doesn't matter. So if you it's like friend computer realized you're being mean, you're being a communist right now. You know what the friend computer doesn't like communism, you're dead. But here's your new clone that's not a communist, you're fine.
Frank 2.0.
There's a if you ever care, watch Geek and Sundry's one shot, like 4 hours of Paranoia, and let's just say Matt Mercer does something at the end that breaks the universe.
Mm.
I'm not even kidding you.
One of his noises.
No, you'll see. You'll see.
The first RPG I ever played was Fantasy Flight Star Wars. I enjoy it very much. It's similar to 10 Candles, which we just played, in that you have dice, the GM has dice, and if the GM rolls exactly what you rolled, it sort of cancels out.
Mm-hmm.
A few differences being that there's a crit, like there's like not pretty much like a natural 20, but there's also the GM's equivalent to that. So depending on who has more successes will determine where the narrative goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Nice. I enjoy Fiasco. Fiasco is fun. So it's a RPG that Jeff's on his phone.
I'm looking something up.
Oh, you're good. Fiasco is an RPG that does not require a GM. You do not need someone to... Yeah, I know. I can play a player in the game too. It's nice.
Wow.
So basically, the idea is you pick a setting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say an old Western. And then you roll dice, and that determines your character. And then you have to have a bond. So like you and Zach would have a bond, you and me would have a bond, but you don't have one with Evan. It's just the people sitting next to you. And we start making a story based off that. So we'll like write stuff. We'll write items that are going to be important in the story. And then eventually we will start acting out scenes. And we get like 2 scenes each. And then that's the act 1. Then we get to act 2. We reroll whatever remaining dice are left. We then add stuff. So like that can be like, oh, by the way, in act 2, at some point, something precious will be on fire. It could be the money.
Okay.
It could be a person. Who knows? We'll find out. And you just start playing. It's really fun. It's really good for improv and like writing skills.
Yeah.
And it's just great. We played a version of it one time where it was like murdering people.
Yeah.
So like normally you choose whether the outcome is good for a character or bad for a character. That's normally what you choose. But then in that one you got to choose. There was a red die, and you could be like, all right, our red die resolves the scene, so you find a body. Could be your body, could be someone else's body, but someone died.
You find your body.
Yeah, and it was this really crazy thing, and then like we didn't know who the killer was until we got to the point where the killer was revealed. It was me.
Yeah, it was. I lived though.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were really mean though because it was like a Christian.
It was. So my character lived, but he left the faith.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He was also addicted to drugs, if I'm recalling.
Yeah, and then Zach, who was another counselor, was like, you're like getting drugs off of you or something.
He was.
It was really stupid.
On a lighter note, Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu.
So much later.
Yeah, I know. That was the joke.
That's just where you go insane and die.
Yeah, I really want to play that. I've seen a little bit of the one shot that they did, that Critical Role crew did, and I'm like, now hold on a second. I'm not going to watch this entire thing because I don't want anything spoiled or anything.
Oh, like mechanics wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like they made up that, like Taliesin made up that story.
Oh,
Like it's a
okay.
prequel to the setting that you can buy, but it has nothing to do with the setting that's out.
Okay. But yeah, like, for people that know me, I don't care about things getting spoiled. I knew the entire plot of Endgame a week before it came out.
It's true.
That's stuff like, whenever I have the opportunity to learn a spoiler, I'm like, yes, please give it to me.
So he hates D&D because I'm like, oh yeah, there's some cool thing that's gonna happen. Tell me.
It is frustrating.
No.
But like, game-wise, like, I didn't look at anything that 10 Candles was when I had the opportunity after we found out it was 10 Candles. I don't want to learn anything about Call of Cthulhu. It's hard to speak words.
Call of Cthulhu.
Because like when I eventually play it, and I will eventually play it, I want it to be like fresh for me.
Yeah, so there's some fun to like learning an RPG.
Yeah.
I like the one-shot RPGs. If we ever get a chance, we're gonna do a show that's just one-shot RPGs, and that'll be fun. Like I enjoy that kind of stuff, and then also get a chance for you guys to DM, so I could play.
No.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is it no?
Too bad.
I would
You're contractually obligated.
Yeah.
I would DM a thing of 10 candles.
Yeah. No,
Just
that's
as a first starting out thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, that's a perfect one because you slowly start to become a GM.
Yeah.
Like it starts with the other players, the players in control, and then you slowly take reins.
Yeah.
It's a really good first GM one.
If
Heist is another really good first GM one.
Yeah. If I GM'd like Fantasy Flight Wheel, might want to make it like a 4-session thing.
Yeah, we'd probably do like one whole month of just that.
Yeah.
I already told Zach's character idea I had for that, and he's like, yeah.
Mariluka, by the way, is the race you wanted to play.
Oh yes, that is what we. Well, no, it would. That would be some other people, but not that specific character. That character is a cyborg. Remember we talked about this? He's missing an eye. Anyway, we'll talk later. Yeah.
What was the name of it?
Hmm?
What was the name of him?
Hmm?
What was his name?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Because I barely caught it, and I thought you said Lucosium, like which sounds from Ready Player One.
No, that's not it. No,
We'll talk later.
No. No, his name is nothing close to that. It has some possibly some. I don't know. You'd have to spell it, but it maybe has some similar letters.
All right.
That's about it.
I just barely caught it.
You're good. Oh, I didn't say his name.
He did.
It was the
No,
race.
That's the race.
Oh.
The race.
Okay.
They're the eyeless. They have no eyes, but they see using the force.
What is the name of the race?
Sorry?
What was the name of the race?
Mariluka.
Luca. Okay.
Mira Luca.
Well, Luca is the part that I.
Luca.
Anyways, I should probably cut that out because that was
Nope,
horrible.
I'm keeping it in.
Someone shoot me.
Less editing.
Yeah, exactly. You already have to cross shot this, man. I'm not gonna do that.
Fair.
I might keep. Oh, we'll see. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of RP. There's the same guy who did Honey Heist made a bunch of different like small RPGs. So there's Trash Pandas where you're raccoons racing.
Yep.
Nice.
You're just racing raccoons. It's pretty fun. There's Jason Statham's Excellent Vacation or something like that, where you are people.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Where your whole job is to make sure Jason Statham has an excellent vacation, but unfortunately there is a sniper, Wesley Snipes, who's trying to make sure Jason Statham has a cool vacation, and he will do anything aside from murdering Jason Statham or people to make sure Jason Statham does not have a good thing. So you're like a waiter who's trying to make sure, and it's really stupid, and it's great. It's fantastic. I recommend
That sounds really fun, actually.
it. It is.
I'll try
It's
that
so
one.
stupid. Yeah, there's so many there's so many RPGs, man. Even like Neumann Era is interesting. So Neumann Era, it's like fantasy, but it's like so far off in the future. So it's basically like after the 11th society has also had an apocalypse, you are now the 12th society or something like that. And then you're finding their magic items, but it's just super high technology.
Yeah.
The main point behind it is that the DM doesn't roll. It is so like if you attack, you make your attack roll. If I'm attacking you, you make a defense roll.
Interesting.
It's supposed to help the DM be more focused on telling the story than to actually roll. But I mean, I like rolling dice.
Yeah.
Rolling dice is cool.
Who doesn't like rolling
Who
dice?
doesn't like? I loved in Ten Candles when we got to the point where it's like, cool, you succeed, but I roll more dice than you. That's a shame. All right, so it's like, no, Frank, stop it.
I think at the end we had 2 dice, didn't we?
You had 1. You had 2. They only. Had
Oh, yeah, because I died first.
You got a hope die. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. There's so many fun RPGs, and I'm sure there's even more out there. There's one where you basically make like a guild. I forgot what it's called exactly. Oh man. Editor's note. It'll be up on the screen now. All right, cool. And it's a really fun one. That there's like so many RPGs outside of just D&D, but of course D&D is the hot topic.
Yeah.
Everyone likes D&D. Everyone wants to talk about it constantly. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, there's so many other RPGs that you're just bobbing your head now in rhythm.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
I don't know if it was you going in time with Evan or if Evan was going in
I
time with
was
you.
not paying attention.
Oh, well, you were both in the room.
I was just rocking.
I noticed.
Nice man.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of fun RPGs out there that are not D&D related. And of course, we can also do fun one-shots that are D&D related. Like I talked about my Heist, where it's like you get manila envelopes, and it's like you basically the whole thing is told like Ocean's 11 style, where it's like, all right, here's the plan. You're gonna go and distract the guard. So how do you distract the guard? Well,
Yeah. Sounds really fun.
yeah, that's one. I have a one-shot idea that I'm gonna save for when we start streaming, that'll be our practice stream. I have that idea for D&D. That'll be fun.
Nice.
Any last minute thoughts, guys?
RPGs are fantastic.
Yeah.
There it is.
Like them a little bit more than video games.
Yeah, I like the interaction with them a lot more
Played video
too.
games in a long time.
Bye, school bus full of children.
Bye.
Get home safely.
Or don't, who knows?
Well, then they're going to a different home quickly, that's for sure.
Oh, yikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you went there.
Who?
The orphanage.
Cut
Man.
it out.
Don't you dare reference Fuller House at me. But no, I think I recommend to all the D&D players out there to play other RPGs.
Yeah.
Because those make D&D experience much better. Like, for example, I think you guys, because we play 10 Candles, are now going to look at D&D in a new light and enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Evan's going to still be a bird who's not a wizard. He's a sorcerer.
Perhaps.
No, you're right. No, Xerxes is a sorcerer.
Perhaps.
Are you implying that he's going to die?
Perhaps.
Well, maybe we'll TPK.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I hope not, man. Can we just have some characters get to level 20?
No.
After
It's not
like
happening.
4 or 5 years of playing D&D, can I have one set of characters?
Nope, not gonna happen.
Well, someone's gonna die this next session, unfortunately. Anyway, that has been... I was gonna do like the Godfather Death Touch. I'll just do it over here. It's a lot easier.
No, that's more plausible.
2 squishy characters. And it's true, they're both squishy.
Xerxes is doing a whole lot better.
We'll see for how long.
I think I have a whole 1 hit point.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
we're like
right.
really badly hurt, aren't we?
I've just been picked up.
Yeah.
Whole 1 hit point.
Yeah, you guys still have to make a short rest.
Do you have any
Anyway,
more-
sorry, we're talking about a thing that it will be talked about in another podcast on our new channel, so go make sure to check that out. That probably won't come out for some time, unfortunately, but when it does, it'll be out and we will talk about it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, please support that channel. And again, if you're from that channel over here, hey, thank you, cool. We enjoy that. Anyway, I have been Frank Joseph Hall,
I'm Jeffrey Besson.
I'm Evan Plumley.
I'm Zachary Dunkerton.
and we are going to go play D&D now.
I'm not
saying
going to work.
Yeah, you have work. That's like, we can play something. Shot!
Where am I? How did I get into this end card? I'm only going to be freed if you like, comment, and subscribe. Oh no! What? The notification bell to make sure they know about new video releases? What? No, please, I'm trapped in here unless you visit us on Facebook and Twitter. It's the only way I can escape. Please, help, please.